Hi, it's Diabetic Aaron. This video will show you the graph of the CGM for several days, and I'll try to discuss what makes it go up and down. These are the graphs that my doctor looks at. He likes to look at the one that superimposes the 24 hours on each other and is able to see then that I'm mostly staying in the white area below 200. This is the first of 7 days. This is where I'm eating almost only protein. We can see this graph is very good. It's all between 200 and 80. No low blood sugars, and just one little blip over the 200. This is the first 24-hour period. There's going to be 7 of these, so for 7 days, every 5 minutes, my blood sugar was recorded here. On to the next one. Here again, we see the same 24-hour period with no problems there. This is another protein-only day, and we see one blip there at the end where I probably had some carbohydrates and then took some insulin, and it leveled off nicely. Alright, now we see some more fluctuations. It went high, took a correction, and then had a severe low blood sugar that woke me up. I corrected, and that was a very nice correction, and by eating some carbohydrates, and then I had a nice flat area. Now here was where I changed my CGM, and so I wasn't aware of going high. When I restarted the CGM, I saw it was high and took some insulin and corrected it nicely. Now we start to see some real fluctuations. I knew I had taken enough insulin for that breakfast, but it just kept going up, so I took some insulin. And this is really kind of the discouraging thing, because I took some more insulin. I don't know. It's hard to wait when I'm going up into that range and I don't see any tapering off. So I took a little bit too much. It came down and I ate something, and then I went into the red because I didn't eat enough. I mean, I'd had a really nice breakfast. It was 2 pancakes and diet syrup. And I took, I think it was almost 20 units of insulin for that. And so then I did a correction from the extreme low blood sugar, which was nice. And then I took some insulin, and again, it was a little too much. Corrected, and down to a nice level, and it stayed very stable. And then it went up and stayed fairly stable again, little fluctuations. Where here I'm being careful not to overcorrect because of the recent experience. And then in the evening, and I'm doing exercise every evening. You can see between 6 and 12 I'm doing the exercise, which brought it down. And now the previous day it was brought down nicely. And then, you know, I was a little bit high. It was like 175, 180. So when I woke up there, I took some insulin to correct it, but it was a little bit too much. My sensitivity is increasing because I'm restarting this exercise program. So I had some carbs, and it went up, and then see how I overcorrect and overcorrect. And then we have this, just this awful experience there. And actually, this is where I started up a new CGM, and you can see right there at the end of it is the start where I had corrected that, and it leveled off nicely there at 150. Or no, it didn't level off. It came to 150, and I was just too hungry. I ate, and it was terrible. It went up super high, and then this is the current day I'm recording in. I'm now at the end of this, where you can see the last excursion back into the white is where I took, see the 3 peaks, the third peak there, I took some insulin, and it corrected. And you can see a little leveling off there at 200. So I didn't take any additional insulin. What I did there is I exercised, and it's kind of sloping down. I think it's going to be good. Let me check right now. And yes, it has leveled off very nicely at 124.